Good morning, everyone. All right, so I haven't made a video in a while, and I figured that while I have a little bit of time this morning, I'm having my cup of coffee outside on my deck. It's beautiful. So far, we've had a beautiful summer. I can actually sit outside now. The bugs are gone. We're halfway through summer, so I can enjoy the outdoors a little bit more now, which is great. So yeah, I thought I'd enjoy my cup of coffee with you guys. And I'm still in my bathrobe and everything, but that's what Sundays look like in my house. So yeah, yesterday I went to a gem show, so a little bit of information or background information on me. I don't think I've ever told you guys, but I'm a certified crystal healer. So when I first got into spirituality, actually, it's when I walked into a metaphysical store and first started looking at crystals. So that's how I got into spirituality. Is initially by getting into crystals. So which is very suiting for me because I'm a mining technologist, and the reason why I got into mining is because of my love for rocks. But when I was a child, I always really loved rocks, and I just have really good memories of just playing by the beach and just collecting and looking at rocks. I would spend my days in the summertime doing that, and I don't know why I was always just so fascinated with rocks. So then eventually as an adult I got into to the mining industry. So that's what I do as a career. I design um, anything underground mine infrastructure related. So that could be anything from conveyor systems to dewatering systems, ore and waste handling systems. So all of the facilities, all of the infrastructure involved with extracting minerals and we'll call it rocks from the ground. So that's what I do for a living. Um, but it's just so funny. I've always loved rocks and never understood why until I walked into a metaphysical store and looked at my first crystals. So, oh my goodness. Yeah, and from there it's been just an unraveling of yeah, my spiritual path. So, like, I originally took this certified crystal healing course when I first got into crystals 2 years ago, and from there, I ventured into other metaphysical and spiritual stuff, right? So I don't just do the crystal thing now, but crystals are definitely a big part of my life. I love collecting them. I love holding them. I just love surrounding myself with crystals. I don't know why. I just do. It's just so funny. So yeah, and right now I'm going through an advanced healing practitioner course. Although I don't think I will ever practice the art of crystal healing in terms of body work. So let's say I'd have somebody lay down in front of me on like a massage table, and I would do like a chakra balancing using crystals and Reiki and energy healing, quantum healing, all of that stuff. I absolutely appreciate that line of work, but I don't think it's for me. Although I'm still going through the advanced practitioner program, I'm just really loving learning about crystals in general, and using crystals on myself, and how I can help other people use crystals on themselves as well. So I don't think I will ever become, like, actually pursue a career in crystal healing, but I do want to share my knowledge about crystals with other people, so that they can incorporate crystals within their spiritual practice. So yesterday I went to a gem show. It was so fun. I brought my mom with me and she loved it too. She picked out a gorgeous ring, a gorgeous pendant, and a couple of palm stones, and she just loved it. Even though she doesn't know like the ins and outs of crystals, she does appreciate crystals, and I'm happy that she had a blast and I did as well. So of course I spent a little bit of money and I wanted to show you guys what I bought yesterday. So if you're ever interested in getting into crystals and want to find or buy crystals, you can visit a metaphysical store, but I find that their prices are ridiculously high. Although I do still, if I find something that I really resonate with in a metaphysical store, I will purchase the stone, because I'm, well, one, drawn to it, and two, I do want to support local businesses. But if you want to get into crystals and don't have much money, I would suggest going to a gem and mineral show, because that's where you're gonna find the best prices. You can buy a lot of crystals with like if you go there with a budget of $100, you're gonna buy, you can get a lot of stuff for that money. But if you go to a metaphysical store, $100 doesn't get you much. So if you, yeah, so I highly suggest going to a local gem and mineral show. So there was one in Sudbury yesterday, or it's actually going on all weekend, but I went yesterday, and yeah, so I just wanted to make this video to share my findings with you guys. So okay, I don't know where to start here. Maybe with a sip of coffee. All right. So, all right, this piece here, golden tiger's eye, and I also found a red tiger's eye. So I'm gonna see if, oh yeah, there you go. See the banding in there? And when you look at it in the light, it almost like shimmers. That's called chatoyancy. So this is a golden tiger's eye. You can call it a palm stone. It's been polished into this shape. These are great for applying on the body. So if you are laying down on your bed and you want to do like a body layout, this is a fantastic solar plexus stone. It's great for courage, for power, so anything related to solar plexus, and it's very grounding too. It's got a lot of grounding minerals, and it's just gorgeous if you look at it, the shimmery chatoyancy of it. So I already have some, but I found this specimen to be just absolutely perfect. I already have like a couple of, tumbled balls of golden tiger's eye, but I just had to buy this one. I was just so drawn to it. And I also found a red tiger's eye. So the banding is a little bit more difficult to see on this one, but this is, again, in the same family. It just might have a little bit more of a certain mineral which turns it red. So again, this is a great solar plexus sacral chakra stone as well, because of the red, and ground, like the base chakra too. So like these are great for just lower 3 chakras. Amazing lower 3 chakra stones. And even the golden tiger's eye, could be a great crown chakra stone, because the gold, when you look at pictures of Jesus and you see his golden halo, that's just, yeah, it's beautiful. Connection to source, God, divine, whatever you want to call it. This can also be a stone you can use for, yeah, opening up your crown chakra. So those 2 stones. This one here, this is called picture jasper. Like, I have a lot of picture jasper already, but I absolutely loved this one. Hopefully you guys can see it. The reason why it's called picture jasper is because when you look at it, it almost has the look of a landscape to it. It's absolutely gorgeous. And this stone just reminds me of like the importance to see the beauty in all things, right? Picture jasper. That's kind of the vibe that I get with this one here. So again, I already have some, but I was just really drawn to this particular specimen. So this is a tumbled, just a tumbled piece here. It's like a free-form tumbled piece. It's been polished. It's really, really nice to hold in your hands, as opposed to like a rough specimen. And when you polish stones, it brings out a lot of the colors and the patterns and the striations and the banding. So I'm really, really drawn personally to polished specimens. Some people prefer raw. There's a different energy. Apparently the tumbled stones are a little bit more gentle in terms of the way they diffuse their energy. So as opposed to like a rough specimen, will be a little bit more abrupt in the way its energetics are emitted from it. So depending on what you want to do, you can go either rough or tumbled. This is a little piece of lepidolite. This is something that I don't have in my collection and I've been looking for. The color purple. I've never worked with it, obviously. I just got it, but I would imagine that it's a very good third eye and crown chakra stone, so great for tapping into your intuition, and you know, your connection with divine as well. So I would imagine that this is a great stone for that kind of work if that's what you're looking to do. This little piece here, I don't know what it is. It was in a miscellaneous bin and it only cost me $2, but I absolutely loved the really, really flat, the flat shape. These are great for body layouts because they stay on the body. They don't like roll off or anything like that. Very stable. And I know it's a type of jasper. It's most likely a form of yellow jasper. It almost looks like it's brecciated jasper, possibly. So it'll have specific minerals that make it yellow, versus like, let's say, red jasper will have different minerals in it which makes it red. So I'll have to look this up a little bit. I'm really curious to see what this is, but my bet is just like a plain old yellow jasper. Now this piece here, again, I already have some in my collection, but they were just like tiny little, almost like little broken chip pieces. This here is a beautiful tumbled piece of Dalmatian Jasper. So I've never worked with this stone. Oh, you know what? I've got so many crystals and I haven't worked with most of them. I'm, you know, truth bomb here. I'm very drawn to specific crystals. I only work with specific crystals, although I'm an avid collector as well. So I appreciate crystals in general, in terms of mining, the minerals, and the metaphysical aspects of it as well. So this is what you call Dalmatian Jasper. And apparently this is a really, it's a stone you want to use if you want to connect to the animal kingdom. Hence the reason why it's called Dalmatian Jasper. So yeah, I've never worked with this stone, but I just found that this was a really, really nice piece that you can hold in your hands. And ideally, if you are looking in the market to get crystals, try and get two that are relatively the same size, two that are, you know, that feel really good in your hands. And you can just, you know, when you're doing your pushing down exercise, you can just sit there and hold the crystals in your hand and in both hands, and try and get, it's nice to get the same type of crystal so you have that nice balanced energy. But if you feel called to working with two different crystals, that's fine too. Like you could I have two palm stones. I have a sunstone and a moonstone palm stone, which is perfect because you have that beautiful balance between the masculine and the feminine. So you don't need to buy two of the same crystals, but it is nice. I find that the energy is nice when you have two. Like let's say you wanted to work with Dalmatian Jasper, get two of these so you can have them in both hands while you're doing your meditation. So that's another little trick here. Okay, so these here I bought for my sister. So my sister's a registered massage therapist, and she uses mostly her hands to massage, but I know that she does use certain tools like balls and probably different types of rollers, I would imagine. So I got her these nice little rose quartz spheres. So I got her these spheres in this size here, and also these smaller ones here, which are super cute. So these are perfect for facial massage, and these bigger ones here are good to use on the body. And I'm also looking for maybe a little bit bigger, so I'm trying to make a set for her so she can have that in her toolkit, her massage toolkit. So when you massage with these, you not only get the benefit of the, you know, the fascia, lymphatic drainage effect, but you get the energy of the crystal too, which is really good for the skin complexion and just the energetics of the crystal as well. So you get that in addition to massage, right? So yeah, so I got her these, and I'm looking for a bigger set too, so she has 3 different sizes. This piece of aragonite, okay, I already have some, and this is a crystal that I actually work with for the ladies out there. Aragonite is awesome for PMS relief if you have cramping. What I typically do, so this is a new piece, but I also have 2 little balls, kind of like this one here, but in this aragonite. I have 2 little polished balls that I like to hold in my hands when I have cramps, period cramps, and I swear to God, every time it works. It's amazing. So I found this slab here so that I can add it to like my healing. So what I can do is hold the 2 aragonite balls or tumble stones in my hands and then place this on my sacral area, and I'm sure that'll help relieve cramping even faster. I don't know why, but this is an amazing PMS stone. It's called Aragonite. Usually you find them in little Sputnik clusters. They kind of grow in a star-like weird pattern, but they're really nice when you can get them tumbled. They're really nice to hold in your hands. Apatite. This is new. I don't have any apatite in my collection. Gorgeous blue, deep blue. I was just so drawn to it. It just reminded me of the ocean, of water, and this summer I've been really drawn to just be by the water. There's just something so special about being close to the water. Like I have, there's a lake right in front of my house. I'm not lakefront. The people that live across from me are lakefront, so they can see the lake. But I do have a lake, maybe I would say 400 to maybe 300 or 400 feet from my house, and there's one behind my house too, and there's one on that side. I'm surrounded by lakes, and it's just, I mean, my move here to Temagami has been really, really pivotal to like my whole healing journey. Being away from the EMFs and being surrounded by large bodies of water, very, very healing, and all these rocks in my backyard as well. So yeah, okay, now, oh yeah, this little piece my husband picked out. So this is what I meant by raw. So all of the other pieces I showed you were tumbled or polished into different shapes. This is a piece that was pulled straight out of the earth and left as is. So this is a clear quartz cluster. Clear quartz, if you don't know what to buy and you want to get a crystal, clear quartz, you cannot go wrong with clear quartz. You can pretty much, well, some people say they program it to do anything, but really I think it's just a beautiful crystal. It's just so much clarity and purity. I just love minerals in general. Okay. Oh, this little piece of garnet here. This was the first time I seen this polished in this nice little shape. Usually garnet is very rough in nature and usually isn't tumbled or polished very well. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous piece of garnet. It's almost like faceted. Love it. And I kind of regret it. I should have picked up 2 of them. Feels really nice in my hands, and this is something that it would have been nice to have a pair of. But hey, it's okay. This will work for body layouts if I ever want to use garnet on myself or on my husband, on the body. That'll work really well. And okay, so they were giving out little swags, little samples. And this year I didn't purchase, but it's funny. For your admission fee to get into the show, we got this nice little piece of banded iron formation, and it's hilarious because it's from here, from Temagami, where I live. So they put together these nice little bags, and this came in it. So it's banded iron, and I'm just reading. It came with a nice little label, and it's got layers of magnetite, and it's a type of iron ore. So this would be very, very, very grounding in nature. So this is a rough piece that was literally chipped from a rock. So this would be a very, very good piece to either place on the pubic mound, which is where your root chakra is located when you're laying down, or even when you're laying down between your feet is a very good place a very good location to place a really dense, heavy grounding stone to help ground your energy. Okay, so these were my small pieces that I found, and I don't want to make this video too long. It's already 22 minutes. Okay, so I did find, okay, we'll start with this guy, Petrified wood. Wow. So this is literally fossilized wood. Isn't that amazing? You can see even the striations of, you know when you cut a tree and there's rings? This is a piece from Arizona. There's a lot of petrified wood in that area. So this particular specimen comes from Arizona. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And I love it, the fact that it's a slab, because I'll be able to use it on my altar or sacred space and place other objects on top of it. Petrified wood, I already had a little piece, and I brought it here just to show you. This is not a new piece in my collection. I already have it, but just to show you what it looks like in a tumbled palm stone. So I actually do work with this crystal a lot. It's very, very grounding in nature. Some people say that you can access ancient wisdom with petrified wood through the rings of the trees, and you can access your Akashic records. I know we talked about accessing the Akashic records in our group, so for those of you who are looking into that line of work, maybe petrified wood would be a good crystal to work with. So I'll show it to you guys one last time. So this is a fossil, technically, right? I could make a whole video about fossils and petrified wood, but I'll keep it short for today. Last but not least, okay, so this is a crystal that I've been working with for a while, and I'm just absolutely drawn to it. It's a variety of amethyst. I'm not that drawn to regular purple amethyst, and I don't know why. But this particular type of amethyst is from Thunder Bay, Ontario, which is not very far from here. So it's from where I live, and it's a very unique type of amethyst. It was trademarked at one point, I think, called Aragonite 23. So it's a very unique to this location type of amethyst. And I found a massive point. Like, look at that. So regular amethyst is purple. You can probably see it here, but see how the tips of the formation or formations, plural form, is red. That is because at one point during the crystal's formation, some other minerals in the solution kind of washed through it and kind of got into the formation. So the red is from the hematite most likely, and I think there's other minerals like silver, gold, palladium, platinum, copper, all sorts of minerals, but I think the red is from like iron and hematite. So what's unique about this amethyst is generally a higher chakra stone, so it's a high vibe stone. It opens up your third eye, crown, all of that. But because this has inclusions of very grounding minerals, it's actually a stone that you can use. I find it works for all of your chakras. So it can get you elevated, but at the same time, it really, really keeps you grounded. It's a very, very special mineral in my books. I absolutely love it. So I love it because this is a raw piece that was literally taken out of the earth. Just gorgeous. And you can see how the crystals were formed. Beautiful. And I already had some, right? But I didn't have a massive point. This is a piece that I have placed on my altar. See how it has all these little points? See how cute it is? I love it. But this is very difficult to work with, right? It's like a cluster. It's really spiky. But now that I have this massive point, so imagine that. See how small these points are? And then you have one massive point. Imagine where this bad boy came from. Like, this is just absolutely amazing. This came from our earth. It's just beautiful. So yeah, these were my findings from this weekend's gem show. I like to go to gem shows a couple of times per year, so I stock up on my collection. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about crystals, maybe I could make videos about crystals. Any questions, post in the comments, and yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm doing really, really well, enjoying my summer. It's beautiful. And yeah, so I'll cut the video here, and that's it for me. Ciao for now. Bye guys.